It takes a team with a lot of heart and pride to win without its starting quarterback, but under the watchful eyes of Bum Phillips, the New Orleans Saints have become that kind of team. Last Sunday, the Saints spotted the Falcons a 10-point second-quarter lead before backup quarterback Dave Wilson led them to a spirited 4-touchdown comeback, one coming on this scoring strike to rookie Tyrone Young, number 89. The Saints, though, did not have to soar over the Falcons. They literally marched over them. George Rogers, number 38, spearheaded an all-out New Orleans ground assault that amassed 238 yards, 25 more than Atlanta's total yardage for the day. Rogers rambled for 137 yards on 20 carries. But when it came time to put the ball into the end zone, that bullish task was left to number 46, Hokie Guyjon. Guyjon plowed his way for 2 second-half touchdowns as the Saints prevailed 27-10. The victory upped New Orleans' record to 6-4, earning them a share in a 3-way lead atop the NFC's Western Division. But before we move on with the story of dogfights among division leaders, there is one saga of an NFL cellar dweller worthy of mention. No, it did not make the headlines of the national news, but last Sunday in Minnesota, the Tampa Bay Bucks did something they haven't done all year. They won a game. The Bucks' victory was largely due to the effort of number 63, Leroy Selmon, who decided his career was not going to suffer one more winless season. Selmon twice sacked Viking quarterback Steve Dills as the Bucks limited Minnesota to just 247 total yards. But Selmon was also responsible for putting points on the board as well. For the third time in his career, nose tackle Dave Logan scored on a Leroy Selmon stripping of the ball. All year long, Tampa's defense has come up with a big play. Against Minnesota, their offense finally got the hint. James Wilder's 75-yard touchdown run was the longest run from scrimmage in Buccaneer history, and his 219 rushing yards paved the way for patient Tampa Bay's 17-12 upset victory. Patience is really something that doesn't describe Miami coach Don Shula. He has decided not to wait for the development of rookie quarterback Dan Marino. And thanks to Shula's foresight and good sense, Miami rode into San Francisco on the wave of a 3-game winning streak. But it was an angry 49er team the Dolphins faced, and San Francisco broke on top first, with Joe Montana's 39-yard touchdown toss to number 87, Dwight Clark. The 49ers appeared to be a fired-up group ready to roll over the Dolphins, especially when number 26, Wendell Tyler, did his own imitation of a pulling guard as he twice cut down Miami defenders and leading Roger Craig to this touchdown run. Craig's score put the 49ers up 14-7 in the second period. But then San Francisco succumbed to the searing, surefire accuracy of this year's rookie sensation at quarterback Dan Marino. Twice in the first half, Marino hit veteran Nat Moore on scoring strikes, while the Dolphins' defense shut down the potent 49ers offense the rest of the way. 2 Miami field goals in the second half were the difference as the Dolphins took a firm hold on the lead in the AFC East. After 10 weeks of the 1983 season, the 49ers have just one Candlestick Park victory to their record. For Bill Walsh and his crew, well, home is certainly not where their heart is, even if they do live in San Francisco. (1983), the year of quarterback controversy. Quarterbacks benched, quarterbacks reinstated, quarterbacks hurt, quarterbacks started too soon. In Seattle, it's Dave Craig at the controls these days, replacing an ineffective Jim Zorn. Coming in, Denver had allowed the fewest points in the league, but Craig ripped the defense with 2 touchdown tosses, one a 30-yarder to Paul Johns. Craig ran for a 3rd score by stealing a page from Zorn's playbook and scrambling into the end zone. Denver coach Dan Rees has a scrambled situation at quarterback as well, as both Steve DeBerg and John Elway have lent a hand in guiding the Broncos this season. After a DeBerg injury, it was Elway's turn as the previously disappointing youngster engineered an impressive comeback that fell short, however, 27-19. Out in Cleveland, they're playing musical quarterbacks too. Paul McDonald started for sore-armed Brian Sipe, who replaced McDonald and threw a sore-armed strike to wide-open Packer Tim Lewis, number 26. Despite 2 interceptions by Lewis, Sipe's sore arm fired 2 touchdowns, and Chip Banks' forearm set up another when he steamrolled Lynn Dickey, who coughed it up to sleek speedster Bob Golick, number 79. But on this afternoon, it was another forearm, if you will, that determined the outcome, as Dickey's arm produced 4 scores, one to Paul Kaufman, who simply went in motion and found himself uncovered in the end zone. Green Bay's air game is the state of the art in the NFL, but against the Browns, their ground game controlled the tempo, and number 33, rookie Jesse Clark, cleared the way for Gary Ellis. Ellis's 25-yard sprint iced a 35-21 win, a victory that would have been more convincing had this run by Clark not been called back. Packers have been nicknamed the Yo-Yos, an up-and-down team that wins one Sunday and loses the next. Perhaps Washington's nickname should be the Kites, because they're always up. 99 yards by Joe Washington and a pair of touchdowns by John Riggins helped the Skins to 45 points. And plays like this one by Neil Olkowitz limited St. Louis to 7 points and 6 turnovers. Washington's win kept them 1 game behind the 9-1 Cowboys, but the league's longest active winning streak belongs to the Steelers, whose 6th straight win came at the expense of the Chargers. Three Rivers should have been the stage for a classic Dan Fouts-Terry Bradshaw duel in the skies. But in this year of bizarre goings-on at the quarterback position, Cliff Stout and Ed Luther did the honors. Number 23, rookie Danny Walters stopped Stout from going long, but the entire San Diego secondary couldn't contain Walter Abercrombie, number 34. Abercrombie's catch and carry sparked the Steelers to 26 points without Terry Bradshaw. Without Dan Fouts, San Diego sparked memories of the Keystone Cops. When third-stringer Bruce Matheson fumbled the snap, it cost them a measure of pride. But when second-stringer Ed Luther did the same, it cost the Chargers 6 points. Pittsburgh won 26-3 as their defense outscored the NFL's most potent offense over the last few seasons. But perhaps in this season of quarterback controversy, that's not so difficult to believe. Having won only one of his last 4 games, a desperate Joe Walton hoped to instill a little bit of the rah-rah school spirit into his team last Sunday. Although quarterback Richard Todd was more concerned with silencing the boos than winning one for the Gipper, he was willing to give it the old college try. Todd's boldness proved effective, and he promptly passed it along to his teammates. Number 80, Lamb Jones' touchdown put the Jets on top 7-3. Unfortunately for New York, their enthusiasm soon fluttered away in the swirling winds of Shea Stadium. While Todd's sad arm ended 2 scoring drives, Colt quarterback Mike Pagel's happy feet bought him sufficient time to throw a game-clinching touchdown pass. With the help of a perfect tip by a Jet defender, Curtis Dickey's scoring reception boosted Baltimore to a 17-14 win. While the loss left the perplexing Jets wandering aimlessly in the division cellar, the victory upped the Colts' record to 6-4, keeping them very much in the thick of the AFC East race, along with New England and Buffalo. 2 weeks earlier, the Patriots had stunned the Bills 31-0, and last Sunday it was obvious that Buffalo had still not quite recovered. While quarterback Joe Ferguson threw 4 interceptions in a dreadful 20-for-48 performance, Patriots signal caller Steve Grogan could do no wrong, thanks to wide receiver Clarence Weathers, number 82. Weathers caught only 2 passes on the day. However, he made them both count, scoring touchdowns of 58 and 40 yards. Patriots running back Tony Collins added a 3rd score as New England defeated the Bills 21-7. The win evened the Patriots' record at 5-5 and dropped Buffalo to 6-4. With only 3 games separating the first and last place teams in the AFC East, to pick a division winner would be extremely difficult. Not so tough would be predicting how many victories the Houston Oilers will have at season's end. The Oilers are going nowhere fast, and last week the Bengals helped make sure of that. For a team going bad, the expression 1 step forward and 2 steps back is usually appropriate. However, the unfortunate Oilers don't seem to make any forward progress at all. Houston turned the ball over 7 times, 5 of the miscues resulting in Cincinnati scores. For Gifford Nielsen and the rest of the Oilers, the 1983 season has already been agonizingly long. However, for Bengal quarterback Ken Anderson, it's just getting started again. Returning to the lineup for the first time in 3 weeks, Anderson showed no side effects of his neck injury as he directed Cincinnati to 34 first-half points. Houston lost their previous 2 games in overtime. However, the Bengal defense, led by number 76 Glenn Collins, had no intentions of ever letting the game get that close. Number 57, Reggie Williams, returned the Houston fumble for a touchdown as Cincinnati went on to win their third straight 55-14. The 0-17 Oilers had better start giving it the old college try because that's probably the last time many of their players won a football game. After 2 consecutive losses, the Los Angeles Rams hope to pull things together and regain the touch that has made them contenders in the NFC West. Against Chicago, veteran Jack Youngblood, number 85, helped the Rams get back that winning feeling. One of few bright moments for the Bears came when Walter Payton, perhaps the Bears' most effective passer this season, lofted his 3rd scoring pass of the year, this one to quarterback Jim McMahon. While Chicago struggled offensively, the Rams got Eric Dickerson's 6th straight 100-yard game and a brilliant effort from wide receiver Preston Denard, number 88. The Rams' 21-14 victory propelled them into a first-place tie with San Francisco and New Orleans in the tightly bunched NFC West. While the Rams moved up a notch, the Los Angeles Raiders remained a game up on their competition in the AFC West. Frank Hawkins' touchdown catch opened the scoring against host Kansas City, but the Raiders' defense had trouble containing Chiefs quarterback Bill Kenny, the leader of the 2nd most productive passing offense in the AFC. But turnovers prevented the Chiefs from putting more points on the board. Kansas City moved up and down the field, but they failed to cash in on a number of scoring opportunities. Kenny was undaunted, however. When he had running back Ken Thomas, number 35, for a touchdown, the Chiefs went ahead 20-14 midway through the 4th period and appeared to have the upset well in hand. But the Raiders got help from an unexpected source. Jim Plunkett, benched a month ago in favor of Mark Wilson, replaced an injured Wilson in the 3rd period and immediately sparked an offense that had stalled much of the game. Plunkett's touchdown pass to number 85 Dokie Williams late in the final period gave the Raiders a 21-20 lead and turned this tense struggle in Los Angeles' favor. The Raiders' defense wrapped up the victory, Los Angeles' 7th of the season, when in the final seconds, linebacker Rod Martin, number 53, intercepted a Kenny pass and raced 40 yards for the touchdown that made the final score 28-20. But the 8-point margin was deceptive. The Raiders, for the 2nd time this season, had trouble beating the improving Chiefs, a team on the verge of turning the corner. It seems that every week Tom Landry has to have a little chat with his Cowboys before they play the kind of football that has produced the best record in the NFL. Behind in each of their previous 8 victories, the pattern continued against Philadelphia. Inspired Eagles defense helped Philadelphia build an early 10-0 lead. But by the time Ron Jaworski hit Glenn Young on a 71-yard touchdown pass late in the game, the Cowboys had taken control on the way to their 9th win of the season, 27-20. It was Dallas's typically professional job. The Cowboys took control in the 2nd quarter with the help of their defense. On this play, number 72 Ed Jones, the left end, cut behind his teammate and into the open gap and had a clear path to Jaworski. Except for the long touchdown to Young, the Cowboys shut down Philadelphia in the 2nd half while scoring 2 touchdowns themselves. The first a pretty 29-yard run by Tony Dorsett, number 33. And so the 10th week ended with Dallas, Miami, Pittsburgh, and the Raiders all winning to stay atop their respective divisions, while Tampa Bay finally emerged victorious. The stakes get higher now as the season begins its final turn down the home stretch.